see where I'm at with it, man. We're here in the gym today again. Not doing too much work, just doing some recovery today. We kind of went hard this past week, so my body needs some much needed recovery. I'm kind of sore right now. It was tough just getting over here and doing the recovery work. But nonetheless, we still gonna make sure we knock it out each and every day. All right. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow my Instagram. It's at A1SF_CEO. That's at A1SF_CEO. Y'all follow your boy for different content, primarily towards fitness, because that's what I do. A1 Supreme Fitness, that's my brand. So y'all just make sure y'all follow. So with all that being said, let's get straight to it. Today I want to talk about just taking L's and keeping it moving. That's all it's about. We just taking L's and keeping it moving. And listen, in life, you don't want to take no L's. We winners on this side. If you follow this channel, if you rock with the stuff that I rock with, if you listen to the messages that I be putting out, we straight winners on this side. We gonna always fucking win, regardless to, what anybody else want to say or what they got to say or how they look at you or view you or whatever the case may be. But in life, it come with ups and downs, hills and valleys, peaks and lows. So we have to know how to be able to maneuver throughout the bullshit, because there's no one straight way that's going to get you to where you want to get to, whatever that may be. If it's success financially, success spiritually, success emotionally, no matter what it is, you got to be able to make it through and not fucking crash out here, because there's a lot of people that's crashing out. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I take my L's and how I keep it moving. Essentially, that line is exactly it. We take the L and we keep it moving. It happens. I don't think it's too much I got to say on it, because we don't give a fuck. We're going to keep on going regardless. I've taken plenty of L's in my lifetime. Shit, right now I'm going through an L season where it seemed like all hope is lost. Things are being pulled, stuff is working against me. And it's kind of hurtful to the point where it make you want to just say fuck everything, fuck everybody, man. I want to drop my friends. I want to drop the people that really do care about me, because all I'm seeing is the negative. Right? And when we breathe that energy inside ourselves, that's something that's going to keep on, manifesting into our lives. So you got to know how to realize that you're taking an L, right? That's the first step to it. You got to know how to realize you're taking an L. And the only way you can keep it moving and get up out of that is realizing that right now you're taking an L, right? And when I say that, I mean, okay, shit's not going your way. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, I'm going to keep on trying to manipulate the situation to try to benefit myself. No. I took an L. I lost, right? The game is over. There's no more playing that needs to be had. Like, I know I played football, played sports all through school. I know some people that might be watching this have done the same thing. And a lot of times what we hear is after you guys take a loss, maybe your coach had you out, doing extra push-ups or sprinting around the field. They say that's what the greats do, man. But fuck that shit, my nigga. That ain't true. All right? The game over with, nigga. What the fuck a coach gonna have me out here doing push-ups because we lost a game, my nigga? We fucking lost. It's over. Get over it, all right? When we come to practice Monday, or if you have film session on those Sundays, whenever, the game was played, then that's when you guys come together and you figure out what you have to do to keep moving forward. But to that same night after the game, to continue to push yourself, you're just making it worse, because now the team's morale is going to be shit. Like, who wants to play for somebody like that? Seriously, who going to want to play for somebody that's going to have you, doing extra work outside of a loss? You already hurting because you fucking lost, my nigga. So now you finna just sit here and completely tear me down. I don't even want to give you nothing. You know what I mean? So that's just my view on it. So realizing you're taking the L and embracing that, right? You took the loss. It is what it is, man. I would realize, visualize, or see and sit in that moment of knowing like, damn, this shit ain't work out. So that's it. and I take accountability for it not working out. I take full responsibility in my life. I take full onus of the things that happened that caused me to get to that L. All right, and so now, once I realized that, you know, I took this L and it ain't work out in my favor, I ain't the center of the world, I ain't the center of the universe, it ain't all about me, everything don't just work out the way I want it to, then now I could start to acknowledge what changes I could make to make sure that, you know, when I'm presented with an obstacle such as this, again, I can use discernment and use wisdom to be able to avert it, you know, or at the minimal, be prepared for it, right? Because it's gonna happen regardless. So, like I say, first, realize you take the L. Second, take accountability of the L. And third would be to change yourself to make sure, or to look at what you can do differently to change outcomes next time around, whatever the case may be. You know, it might be a couple of L's right now that you might be going through relationship-wise, and I've been through, you know, my L's and my relationships. I've had problems with different people that I thought, you know, supposed to do this for me or do that for me, and then I had to just realize, like, man, we all different out here. We all doing our own thing. We all moving in our own pattern. So I don't have control over anything. I don't got control over nobody. So, you know what I mean? If a situation happens that is not, you know, the greatest benefit for me, it's not the end of the world, my man. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the universe. It's not the end of the days. Like, it's going to be brighter days. The sun's still going to rise in the morning. You're still going to have another opportunity, another chance to make something happen, to make the most out of your situation. But you just got to be able to see it, because if you don't, then you're going to stay in that dark place, and it just keeps getting darker and darker and darker. So, yeah, man, when it comes to taking L's, you gotta learn to take your L's and keep it moving. I give y'all an example of an L that I took. Let me see. Example of an L that I took, I would put it like this. I used to play ball back in high school for one school called South Broward High School, and played football freshman through junior year, transferred out, tried to go to one school called Cooper City. That fell through. And when I tried to transfer from South Broward, the coaches and the staff, everybody at the school, they found out that I was trying to leave, and they pretty much, you know, disassociated themselves or excommunicated, whatever you want to call it. They felt the type of way about me transferring. And I would always explain to them my reasoning behind transferring is just because I wanted to give myself a better opportunity to get to the University of Miami. That was my goal ultimately. So I saw a route that I could get there in a, you know, almost guaranteed fashion, and I was going to take it. But at that time, I didn't realize, you know, I was going into my senior year. The team essentially was becoming my team. I was becoming a leader of that team. So they were relying on me to be the backbone or the foundation, rather, to be able to lead the team to still win games for the next year. But instead, I looked at it more so as a point of, man, I'm just looking out for myself, and I'm going to make sure I get to the University of Miami. Fuck the nigga. And in turn, in doing that, what happened is the coaching staff from South Broward, they got at me for saying I was illegally recruited. I ended up going to a private school and was going to play football for them. But I remember it was a time when I was at South Broward that year before, when I was still thinking about transferring. The principal pulled me out of my class, and he told me, he was like, listen, man, you know, what's this we hear about you transferring? I just told him, like, listen, this is just a thought, nothing set in stone, but, you know, it might be something that I want to do. And they were like, listen, hey, if you go with that transferring, we're going to have to investigate you for illegal recruitment. And so at the time, I'm only, 17 years old. I ain't thinking too much of it. I'm like, all right, do what you got to do. And sure, lo and behold, when I transferred, y'all can only imagine what happened. Game day at the new school, I'm getting dressed, getting ready to go. The athletic director come up to me and he tell me, hey, listen, we got a call from South Broward. They said they investigating, so we gotta get undressed. We gotta wait until you get. We gotta wait until you get like a date set in front of the school board, the county school board, to see exactly what went on with your situation from transferring. And then once you get, the approval from the board, you'll be able to play. And so they said that date for me to go and sit in front of the board to explain my case, it should only take about 2 to 3 weeks, into the season, and then you'll be able to get on the field and you'll be able to play. Well, come to find out, 2 to 3 weeks ended up being the whole football year, my whole senior year. I pretty much had to sit out and wait that whole year until the last 2 games of the season, when they officially gave me my court date to sit in front of the board and explain my case. I couldn't play any games. I could practice with the team, but I just couldn't play any games. I couldn't, gather any film to try to put out the colleges. And listen, I had colleges that called my mom and was like, we got a scholarship sitting here waiting for them right now. All we need is film. They can't give out an official scholarship until they give actual film if you plan for that season. And I didn't have any. South Broward wasn't giving me any from the year prior to that. So I pretty much was, asked out. And for the longest, maybe up until a couple of years ago, I would always just sit back and think like, damn, I wonder what my life could have been like had things didn't happen the way that it did. Right, I scorned the coaches and the staff for coming at me for illegal recruitment, because that wasn't the case. I didn't get paid to play anywhere. I didn't have anybody that was illegally recruiting me. Man, I just saw an opportunity for me to get to the University of Miami, and I wanted to make that choice to go ahead and do that. And I felt like they were just gatekeeping me and holding me back, which you could make the case for, because granted, like, now, if you look at the rules, since what happened with me, they've changed it. You can transfer to any school, that you want to now. You don't have to stay, at that school that's in your district. You can stay whatever school, you can go to whatever school that you want to. But it wasn't like that for me back then. You had to go to the one that was in your district. And then for me, getting hit with the investigation, it just railroaded my whole senior year. Didn't have any film, couldn't put nothing out there to show coaches like, hey, I'm a baller, I know how to play, I can, do what I gotta do. Now, I played the last 2 games, I balled out, you feel me? Was able to come with a 5-minute highlight tape, and at the end of the season, tried to ship it out to those same schools that hit me up, but the only thing I would get would be, well, if we got anything left, all the scholarships is out. If we got anything left, we'll get in contact with you. But you know how that shit go. That ain't happening. So that didn't end up happening. But like I said, realizing that was an L at that time frame allowed me to still be great. I remember it was times when I would be at practice. I had teammates that would come up to me and be like, well, damn, son, why you still practicing for if you can't even play? Like, what's the point? Like, shit don't make no sense. And I would tell them, like, this is my outlet. This is, what I love to do. So, I ain't gonna let something just stop me from, wanting to do something that I love to do. I know it's still an opportunity out there that can be had, so let me go ahead and let me make the best of it, man. And I treated practice like it was game day. Anybody who practiced with me could tell you, like, I went hard as fuck, And just kept on. I kept my head down until it was time for me to, get right. And in those last 2 games, balled out. Had 2 completely amazing games, like probably the 2 best games I ever had in my football career. And it's because I just keep moving. I take those L's that they give me, and I don't sit on it. I don't, dwell. I hold accountability. I made the choice to want to transfer. It wasn't nobody else's choices but mine. Now, granted, I was only 16, 17 years old at the time, but still, man, like, that's how life works. They don't care about your age. It's all about the choices that you make and what they lead to. So, that was that. I take my accountability for transferring, take my accountability for, what happened to it, and I'm just going to wait until my opportunity comes, and I'm going to ball out. And I did that, and then I wrestled as well, ended up placing 4th here in the state of Florida my senior year, and that's actually what got me looked at to get to college. I ended up talking to a college recruiter in Ohio, Notre Dame College in Ohio, and they ended up, helping me out to get up there for the spring semester, which I did go up there for wrestling. But when I got up there, I told them boys, hey, listen, y'all already in season. I'm gonna go ahead and slide to the football team, and then they got mad. They felt the type of way about that. So, it is what it is, man. We just gonna take opportunities when they come. We're not gonna dwell on the negativity. That's how I've always been. That's how I'm gonna be. Like, we're not gonna sit here and dwell on negative bullshit, because that's not problem solving. And as a man, you got to be a problem solver. So, one thing out of all of those situations, it showed me that no matter what happens, if you feel like something is knocking you down or stopping you from gaining to the point that you need to get to, there's only an obstacle. There's always a solution for it, right? You just have to figure out what the solution is. But that doesn't necessarily mean beat yourself up to find a solution. There's different ways to skin a cat. So, just sit down, be still, be quiet, and know, that everything gonna work out for the best benefit. Because Confucius said, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. If I sit there and I take that L and now it's telling me I can't do this, well, I can't and I ain't, and I won't, and nothing's gonna happen from it. I'm gonna continue to be in that mind state that's gonna continue to keep me down, continue to keep me, marginalized and not wanting to be my greatest self. So that's how we take these L's, man. We're gonna take these L's with a grain of salt, and we just gonna keep on moving till the next opportunity arises. And when that opportunity arises, we're gonna seize that motherfucker. If you rock with A1SF, you're gonna seize that motherfucker, all right? You ain't gonna let nobody tell you what you can't do. You ain't gonna let nobody stop you from doing what you wanna do, right? You're gonna, find a different fucking alternative, find a different route. That goes in relationships. Like, let's say you got a chick that you really like maybe, okay, you tried it one way, you tried a different way, right? That's essentially it. If you try, you got a chick that you like and she ain't liking you and you keep going hard at it, well, maybe you should try a different way, the way you pull back and not do that. It might work out in your favor. Who knows, or you might find somebody else that's a better option than what you thought that option would be. That's just how life goes. So, man, learn how to take your L's and keep it moving. That's it. Take your L, keep it moving. A lot of times when we try to alter or change different things, we end up making it worse. So don't beat yourself up, man. Don't beat yourself up. What helps me into being able to, it's easy to say just take the L though. What helps me with taking the L is where I'm at right now, is the gym. I come in this motherfucker and I take all that negative energy, all that bad energy, everything that's pent up inside, that aggression that I might be feeling, and I put it to these weights and I put it into myself, because that is a good habit that will allow me to be strong, to be able to fight against whatever it is that's going on. Some people, they, go hiking, some people bike ride, some people swim, whatever your hobby is good. That's what works for you, but just make sure it's beneficial, man, because there's a lot of people out here that, they'll do other things, drink or smoke or just, a whole bunch of other things. And I'm not saying that that's either bad or good. I'm not saying that, but look at your life and what you're leading it towards, right? You want to be doing things that's preserving your greater self and making your greater self stand out. So I hit the gym because the only thing that can happen from that is that I get a nice fucking body, a nice fucking physique, right? And I feel happy about myself when I step outside. And that energy, exudes out into the world, which then in turn comes back to me. Because that's what we want, right? We want the positive results. If I'm in the gym, if I'm taking the negative and I'm bringing it into the gym, then I get a positive result of my body being good. Then I become more happier or more confident when I'm walking. So when I'm coming out towards my next opportunity, I'm already prepared. Yeah, I'm ready for it, So don't beat yourself up, man. It's a long life to live. We still got a long life. As long as you live in it and you got breath, it's another opportunity to keep going. Like I say, the sun will rise in the morning. So take your L and keep it moving from there. I'm gonna be fully transparent on this post. That's just the life that that's how I maintain and manage and keep pushing and keep going each and every day. Y'all already know. Let's get this work.